The sun's out shining, and I'm still wearing a coat. I'm just reading some words that I wrote. Drink more water and lay off the Pepsi and Coke. Question, everyone's questioning quotes. Mention the facts and the proof that is shown. The truth's always there right under your nose. We do what we do and not do what we don't. I've been ready since before they said get set go. Hoaxing is what we do the most, so you have to look closer to see if it's a hoax. Shit, it's easy to see that they're putting on a show. Smile and wave, that's how we say hello. I'm riding a wave like to sail on a boat. As long as I get there, I don't care if I get there slow. Likes and views don't make you a pro. Gold, oil, drugs, that's their god that they know. Their G.O.D. has them praying for hope. It's either one rocky road or a slippery slope. But me, I saw both and climbed to the top of the rope. Whilst laughing at jokes, sitting cabinet oats. Yeah, true man bows at the end of his shows.
I'm auto-hooking like a motherfucker. Yeah, ooh, I don't care now. I'm auto-hooking like a motherfucker. Yeah, ooh, yeah. I'm auto-hooking like a motherfucker. Yeah, ooh, I don't care now. I'm auto-hooking like a motherfucker. Yeah, ooh, yeah. Although the night is long, just know you're not alone. Keep it going strong until the break of dawn. Although the night is long, just know you're not alone. Keep it going strong until the break of dawn. Just keep moving, there's always room for improving. That's just the way that we do things. I can see straight for miles when I zoom in. We just keep moving, there's always room for improving. That's just the way that we do things. I can see straight for miles when I zoom in. We just keep moving, there's always room for improving. That's just the way that we do things. I can see straight for miles when I zoom in. We just keep moving, there's always room for improving. That's just the way that we do things. I can see straight for miles when I zoom in.
A grand rising to all my fellow auto hoaxers. Another beautiful day on a stage. That one's by Don Diddley and I. Check out the SoundCloud if you get a chance. It's linked to my YouTube. So what's up, YouTube? Today, a stream I've been wanting to do for a while. I've been collecting bits and pieces of dupers. It's a bit of a throwback, but I'll start with the most recent. We have this Dayton shooting suspect, 9 dead, 16 wounded. I'll let the police chief and the fireman, I think he's the chief fireman as well, speak for themselves. Let you be the judge.
Dayton, we're going to listen to what he has to say.
Look at this.
Do you want to step up here? Actually, can we back up? Can you back up just a little bit?
Matt Carper
No,
and
that'd be better
Deputy
even,
Fire
if he's,
Chief Jeff
shorter.
Likens.
Look at. I don't know if I need an update on this.
Yeah. A very brave young man, a very brave young face, in his own way, staring down the terrorists.
Staring down the terrorists, yeah, by speaking to the news and in your fake set.
Yeah. I have a big responsibility.
These guys don't. He's kind of smirking.
To my younger brother.
Yeah.
So if you remember, the Sri Lanka bombings were meant to be in retaliation from the fake Sri Lanka bombings were in retaliation to the fake Christchurch shootings, which IPS did a documentary on that called the Christchurch documentary. You find that one on, I think you can find it on BitChute and Periscope. If they'll let me stream. I think I'm still streaming good. But yeah, let's get rid of that one. We got this one, that's Sri Lanka. We've done this one. This is today's Dayton. I'm sure there'll be more information coming from IPS on that one. What else we got? I think this is another Sri Lanka duper. No. Never have these loading problems before. But I'm gonna push through. This is something I've been wanting to do for a while.
Just before the service ended,
Oh, look, broken Mother Mary, Notre Dame.
a person entered through one of the side doors and detonated a bomb. Such was the impact, it destroyed everything inside. But even here outside, shattered glass everywhere. The Allen family is from Thailand.
I think he does the best out of the whole family. I mean, he does a really great job.
They were on holiday. People have
You
begun
see
to
him,
say the Allen family.
you see him
is
look
from
up at his
Thailand.
brother to see,
They were on holiday
what should I be
in Sri
doing?
Lanka. These boys lost their mother Monique when she
Watch
was
him
at
here.
breakfast in a 5-star hotel.
Oh, go back to
You know,
crying.
my
Watch
wife
this.
loves Sri
Let me
Lanka,
go back to
and
crying.
this was her favorite country, and
Look at this guy. He's lost his wife.
she was so happy.
Apparently,
And I think
Alan.
maybe it was her destiny to go back home. You know,
I've seen
from
this
Sri
name,
Lanka.
Alan, before.
Among the 8 British nationals.
It was her
Destiny.
destiny to go back home. You know, in Sri Lanka.
Among the 8
Very
British nationals who've been killed
emotionless.
are Anita Nicholson, her son Alex, and her daughter Annabelle.
Yeah, highly doubt that. On to the next one. I'm gonna close all these pages because it seems doesn't want me to be showing all of this. But let's keep going. No, it doesn't want me to do it in the Discord either, I don't think. This one, I think, is a lady. One of the random bombs in Sri Lanka that were in a urban area. Maybe I have this on too high definition. Go again. Don't know what it is. I might jump off the Discord. That's not helping me right now. Come on, YouTube. You can do it.
Can't imagine what happened.
Aha.
Neighbours in the house next door still in shock.
Then after the big noise with that, all the roof and the glass all came to my head, and
Well, I felt like that made a difference closing down the Discord, but still, this is more than what.
cut myself off, right? So after that, I hold my head and shout, "Take the baby and go out." I call Mama, "Take the baby and go out," because it's a huge noise.
Well,
Tensions remain high.
if you
Police
missed
hunt
that,
for clues in the rubble.
it was probably when it was loading. So it's all just a bunch of rubble on the floor.
Investigation, as is why he chose to bring terror to this obscure street on the outskirts of Colombo.
Look at her, look at her now.
Oh, can't imagine what happened.
She's already smiling. Oh, you can't
Neighbours
imagine.
in the house next door.
You nearly died. I'll be 1 second.
There is no lift in this situation. There's only the stairs. The stairs is smoke, it's dark, it's scary, it's trip hazard, there's fall hazard, there's all sorts, there's elderly, there's children, there's disabled people, it's all sorts of, there's luggages in the stairwell. You know, even some of the stairwell, some lights were not working. So it was so dark in there. It's incredible. It's incredible we survived. So many people were left inside. We had so many relatives and families and friends that called and said, we are still trapped in. Let the fire services know that we are still here. We are trapped. There's a kid that called and said he was trapped in his room. So it's a very horrible situation. Lives have been lost. I can confirm lives have been lost. There has been fatalities of some of our friends, some of our families, some of our loved ones, our neighbors.
I'm really sorry.
It's heartaching. It really is. You just don't.
I just had to answer the door real quick. But this one is actually from Grenfell Tower. If I don't know, any of my American friends know about the Grenfell Tower burning. It was like
don't know
9/11
right now.
in the UK.
We can only offer prayers. We can only offer support to the people who've lost loved ones. We can only pray for those who have passed away. We can only praise the fire services for their efforts.
Really milking this one.
We can only praise the emergency services for their efforts in trying to make some sort of sense and save as many people as they can. This was really horrific. There's people who were jumping out of the plane. There's a man who threw 2 of his children.
Oh wow, we caught him there. You know, I wonder if I can get slow-mo on here. That'd be so good. A little bit slow.
People who were jumping out of the plane. There's a man who threw 2 of his children.
Funny stuff. Yeah, hide your face. These are all the poorest actors, yeah, so that was someone who supposedly threw his babies out. There's stories about Grenfell Tower people throwing babies out of the tower and stuff like this. I might get to that a little bit later. There's a bit more on that. What else we got? This is another Grenfell. Grenfell Duper.
Matthew, I'm so sorry for your loss, and thank you for joining us this evening. One would presume that 4 weeks on from the tragedy, you had...
Daughter of a Grenfell Tower victim. Christ. It's not having that. Come on, YouTube. You can do it. I'm not pushing you that hard.
Nasreen, I'm so sorry for your loss, and thank you for joining us this evening. One would presume that 4 weeks on from the tragedy, you had found out rather more about what happened to your mum and your aunt than you knew on the night. Is that the case?
We know more in terms of we've met other victims and we have approached them and we've found things out for ourselves. Other than that, no. I mean, it's taken so long for the numbers to reach 80. The next day, the numbers of dead were 9. We always knew it was more, and we still know it's more. So that's no information for us. It's
magic
things
number.
we assumed.
So you mentioned dealing chiefly with other survivors and other grieving families.
Let's go forward a little bit on this one.
And then when she came in, she kind of took it over. She did nothing with it. I had to ring her up and remind her, you know, the MP assured us this will get done. And she called us a week later to say, you know, the council's refused everything. And then when we asked for her to put us in touch with the manager that took the decision, she spoke to my brother, I believe today or yesterday, to say that manager is going on annual leave.
This is someone who lost her dad.
and she left us as
In the
that
burning
without
tower, you know?
telling us who else would
The
be
face
in charge.
says it all.
And it's quite shocking
Yes.
that there's so many people traumatized and going through such tragedy. Not myself, everybody from that tower. And the managers at the council see it okay to
Her muscles are flexing, you know, even her cheek muscles are flexing here. That's how hard she's actually preventing herself
You say
from
not
smack.
yourself, and yet you still don't know for sure what happened to your mum.
Oh, her mum,
Well,
right,
my
okay.
brother was on the phone to them. We know that they went up to the 23rd floor. We know they died
23.
there because he heard them.
Do you understand why the authorities have been unable to definitively confirm that to you?
Yes, because they let them burn for too long. You know, James, what's more horrendous than getting burnt alive? You know, you ask yourself, is there anything worse? And I'm afraid there is, having, you know, no remains. And yes, it's taking them so long because they failed to put the fire out when they should have. You know, I went to that site in the morning. We were there all day.
She's
There
really
was still
pushing and
fire
nothing's
inside
coming
the
out.
building the next day, 24 hours later. And because of that, yes, it's hard for them to tell us what's happened to my mum and aunt, because they have
almost crying.
somebody who was responsible for that fire decided it's okay.
She's tensing her face,
Do you have
really.
no remains to
We have
bury?
no remains. We have nothing.
No remains.
Since the very first day, we told our family liaison officer that we want to have a video of the coroner's search. They said, oh yeah, we think, you know, this is part of the...
Madame, what's your name? Nazanin Aklani. I'm saying that right. Excuse me. Oh, here's the other one that I got. That's a really good one. But I've got it queued up somewhere. Oh, this one is an amazing miracle story. Not really quite dupers, but she does dupe a little bit. Let's see if I got the duping section. I think it's this one. I need to stop clicking on it in the Discord. Alright, pause up. So we get these actors' names. Look here, next video. The mystery of the Grenfell Tower baby. Yeah, that's a big mystery. People throwing babies out the window.
Do he feel?
So this is a woman and her son who she lost her husband, he lost his dad, and I just caught a section of the interview when she started talking, and you know, really softly.
And you've had. It won't ever be the same.
Oh, they're both duping at the same
When
time.
I'm going outside,
Isn't that wonderful?
it is more than difficult when I am staying at home, because everywhere.
I don't know. Is this are they psychopaths? I mean, I think maybe some psychopaths might laugh in the case of a death, or I don't know. So sociopath, psychopath. I don't know what bracket that will come under. But let's see. She's talking about her husband. Let's get that a bit earlier. Mr. Parkinson. Is that Parkinson? I don't know what his name is. Oh, wait a minute. It's again the 23rd floor.
Without him.
23rd floor.
The only thing I make myself stronger because of Farhad. I don't want to he feel.
That is smiling there. Oh wow. Yeah, to stop. You can see his mama can't do it. She's not really doing the job right. Like, come on, mom, hold yourself together. We're meant to be pretending that dad died here.
It will never be the same without him.
When I am going outside,
His droopy, drowsy
it is
face.
more than difficult when I am staying at home, because everywhere I go, I remember him. Maybe he's coming out from a small street. And
Hey, we'll come back to these ones. These are amazing, amazing miracle escape. If I get time, I mean, I did want to keep it short and sweet. I've been playing a bit too much of these videos. I really hope I'm still up and running. But here's another one. Here's another good one.
First thing she did was try.
Okay, this one, Grenfell survivor. You just killed my son. BBC Newsnight. Andrea Gomez was 7 months pregnant when she escaped from the 21st floor of Grenfell Tower with her husband and 2 daughters. The baby did not survive, unfortunately. Diagnosed with cyanide poisoning. Apparently, one of her daughters. See, I want to get to that. But anyway.
Put her hand on her stomach, and all she said was, "I'm sorry."
Way, we caught that one. All she said was, "I'm sorry, you lost the baby." Ladies, you gotta let me know. Is this the face of a mother that's lost a baby? Really? He's doing well. He's got a straight face.
You don't have to be sorry.
The family have nothing but
What?
You don't have to be sorry.
You don't have to be sorry.
And all she said was, "I'm sorry."
Can't hold back.
Be sorry.
You didn't lose
The
a
family
thing.
have nothing but praise for the support they've received from the NHS, firefighters and friends. As for those who decided to cut costs on the renovation of Grenfell,
I'm very angry with them because it could have all been avoided. And that's where the anger really stems from. Yes, it was an accident, I'm sure it was, but it could have been avoided. It should never have happened.
Knowing that something could happen and you ignore that, and this is me personally, I feel that you don't care. So if it was in a normal situation, I could have...
Yeah, I've seen them before. They're a couple. They did a big scene in court as well. I think they were better in court when they did this close up. It's the close ups that are really difficult to handle with the emotions, I think. Same with the firefighter that we just saw with this Dayton shooting, 9 dead, 16 injured. You know, I think you could tell when the close up was coming in, and he was just going red, completely red in the face. What else we got? Okay, to anybody that doesn't know, IPS has got a SoundCloud, so if you miss any of the streams or any of the streams go down, you can go and catch the latest over there. And there is also a new YouTube. You can stay up to date with all the current events. Go and subscribe to that. I'm sure I've got a couple more here. I'm gonna try and keep it short and sweet. Done that one, done that one. Oh, I got Dr. Sabi. Dr. Sabi's wife. I know in the topic section I've got like Tommy Robinson covered because I've been doing most of my research on this Tommy Robinson and his shenanigans with the media and the crazy things they're trying to get him for, which are completely non-existent, and filming outside a court, which is not a crime. He's quite obviously an actor, a puppet for the elite. 6th time I must have been disconnected from OBS, but I gotta stay on the Discord because that's what the things are. I'll make another folder next time.
One of our neighbours came and knocked on our door and told us to get out. But my mum, we called the fire brigade. We asked them and they told us that everything was fine and to stay in our house, like not to leave, it was under control. So we trusted them, thinking because they had so many years of experience and like they knew what they were talking about. So we just stayed put like they told us to.
And
told to stay put in a fire. Everything will be fine.
I mean, do you have memories of the actual fire? Did you see flames?
I did see the flames. The flames came up into our kitchen.
This one isn't a duper. This one is just the information, like she's been like the information she's been given is interesting.
So we were in our house, they told us to stay put, so we did. And then the flames came into our kitchen, and then that's what caused my mum to quickly evacuate us. So we went into our neighbour's house.
Oh, so you didn't go straight downstairs?
No, we didn't.
So you were all in the neighbour's house?
Yeah.
And what decided everybody to go downstairs?
So basically, our neighbour, he was like sitting on the window ledge. He was literally about to jump. So like, and then my mum like didn't want us to see someone commit suicide. So I called the fire brigade one last time, and they told us to stay put as well. Even at this point, when the flames started coming to our neighbour's house, so Mum didn't trust them anymore, so we quickly ran. And like the hallway was like pitch black, and it was thick black smoke. You couldn't see anything. I just held on to my mum, and then my mum had my sister. She was holding her, and on her left side, I think, was my brother, and I was on her right. And we all just quickly navigated our way to the fire exit. We knew where the fire exit was because like we lived there so long, so we was familiar with the layout.
So Mummy got you out of the flat?
Yeah.
To the neighbour, and then eventually you decided to leave that as well. But then when she took you to the fire escape, you'd got a very long way to go.
Yeah, 18 floors, so we grabbed onto the banister and we was taking step by step. So me and my brother were in front of my mum and my sister, and we step by step. And then I was like crying, everyone was crying, and then I could hear people screaming, and it was black and you couldn't see anything. And then until eventually we met the fire brigade. There were 2 firemen, I think.
Sounds like a controlled fire scene if they're telling people to stay inside. And
then they came.
They were coming up?
My opinion, it was a controlled fire scene in the stairwell and on the outside of the building. Very well controlled.
They're going down.
They were going down?
Yeah, and then we went down with them, and I was like very scared, anxious, and I kept shouting, "What floor are you on? What floor are you on?" And then every floor we were, they were telling me we're on the 6th floor and 7th floor. And then I think my brother collapsed on like, I don't know what floor, but he collapsed. So then they picked him up. So, and then we left the building, and then as soon as we left, I could see like light. So I knew that there was hope and like we could do it. And then and then they quickly rushed with my brother. They put him in an ambulance. And then as soon as one of the firemen lifted me on his shoulder, and he had a big shield just to ensure that nothing would drop, because there was pieces of the building that were dropping. So he quickly ran, and like the moment.
So he was holding a big shield above his head and above your head.
Yeah, and then the moment like hit the fresh air, it was like the best feeling ever. I was so relieved.
Your mummy was in a coma. They put her into a coma, didn't they? And they put you into.
This is the bit I don't understand. They put them into a coma. Is this common for breathing problems?
A coma.
Yeah. When I woke up, I thought like I just took a nap or something. I didn't really know.
You didn't know?
This is really interesting. Like, what did they do?
Sleep for 2 or 3 weeks.
I thought like the fire just happened yesterday, and then I didn't know the date, and my family had to remind me like using.
Is that a common thing to be put into a coma for smoke inhalation?
2 or 2 weeks. It's not the next day.
When did you realise that some of your friends had died?
It wasn't until a couple of days after, because I didn't think they wanted to tell me just yet, as I was still like getting better. So they told me, I didn't know who'd come out, who didn't. Like on the night I didn't see anyone. I was like in my own world. So it wasn't until a couple of days after they told me that all my friends had died, and I was very upset.
A couple of days later, they told her all her friends had died. Okay.
And you're at the school that my little friend Fados was at?
Yeah, she was in a year above me, and in primary school we went to school together, and the plan was that we'd go secondary school together as well, but we can't now.
You've turned your hand to writing a poem. Will you read it to me?
Yeah.
Oh.
152 was the number on our door. We lived up high on the 18th floor. The thick black smoke covered our vision. However, that doesn't stop us completing our mission.
Okay. But what I find interesting there is the whole putting them into a coma thing. I think that's kind of crazy. Personally, I think dead peasant policies have something to do with this. So my brother Jimmy's been trying to educate me on dead peasant policies in the past. I think this one has to do with Walmart. I also thought it was a good example
This is Paul Smith. He used
of
to
what
be
I thought to be a real crime.
known as a loyal employee.
Walmart
I
dead
worked for
peasant.
Walmart for 18 years, and I gave them 110%. I mean, I love that company. And as it turned out, Walmart took out over 350,000 life insurance policies.
I probably will get a copyright for this. I don't care.
On rank and file associates. These weren't executives. These were people like my wife, a cake decorator for 18 months. That's the type of people they were taking insurance policies out on.
Carper. Matt Carper is the assistant police chief.
Everybody ready?
In Dayton, we're going to listen to what he has to say.
You guys ready? Do you want to step up here? Actually, can we back up? Can you back up just a little bit?
Matt Carper
No,
and
that'd be better
Deputy
even,
Fire
if he's,
Chief Jeff
shorter.
Likens.
Hey, say cheese. Say cheese for the cameras. Let's get that. Gotta say cheese. What else have we? Ooh, this story is an amazing story from Grenfell. I'm gonna go on to Grenfell because it's just gone past the Grenfell memorial, and it's something I never really took time to order hooks. Throwback order hooks.
And you had.
Wait. No, that's the.
It won't ever be
That's
the
the
same.
duping.
Forgotten.
That's the duping. Thanks OBS for constantly cutting me off.